Good evening to all of you faithful viewers of Equinoxe Television, 6 p.m. in Brian, Mamfe in the Southwest region, and it's time for the news. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Our major stories this evening, viewers, in the Northwest and Southwest regions. Blood has continued to flow as innocent civilians and even the military lost their lives almost on a daily in the two English-speaking regions of Cameroon. For over 10 years now, the people have been asking questions as to why they have to be left crying in the rain for so long. Local authorities on their part have been seeking ways to beef up security and ensure civilians are protected. These measures, most times, according to the civilians, are considered insufficient. We will be telling you more on those security measures in Mamfe in this news edition. Plus, as about 40% of Cameroonian youths continue battling with the problem of unemployment, being self-employed seems to be the better option for now. Non-governmental organizations like the Global Health System Solutions are encouraging youth in that direction, especially those in the Southwest and Littoral regions. Those are our lead stories, viewers. Details and more in just a moment. Welcome back, viewers. Thank you so much for always being with us. Thank you for your usual confidence. We begin with insecurity in the Northwest and the Southwest region. Southwest, to be more precise, tonight, prevalent challenges in the Southwest region such as the consumption of illicit drugs, poor road network, inadequate electricity, and also insecurity plus the unlawful involvement of administrators in chieftaincy matters have come under review in Mamfe in a manual division of the Southwest. This was during the Administrative and Security Coordination meeting chaired by the Governor of the Southwest region, Bernard Okalabilai. We have our reporter Rex Afon on standby in Mamfe with the majority or main points of the conference today.
We are in the town of Mamfe where the Governor of the Southwest region, Bernard Okalabilai, has just concluded a two-day working session under the Coordination, Security and Administrative meeting, which unites senior divisional officers who are senior administrators of the region and also senior staff of the military within the region. They have discussed on diverse topics which concerns the life of the region, and also key on the table was the security situation of the region. And also during the opening ceremony, the Governor of the Southwest region outlined several challenges that are currently plaguing the Southwest regions. Amidst that is heightened insecurity that is predominant in most towns of the region, provoked by the large consumption of illicit products. He also acknowledged the fact that some roads within the rural areas of the region are really not in good shape and need rehabilitation. And also he stressed more especially on a divisive phenomenon that is now gaining steam within the region, provoked by chieftaincy disputes. He emphasized that administrators are not those who appoint chiefs, that they are only there to acknowledge what has been decided in accordance with the norms and the traditional institutions that are within each village.
If a chief is no more, it is the established constitution that should be respected and implemented.
The Mayor of Mamfe also outlined several challenges which are a reality in this area, amongst which are power cut, and the Governor of the Southwest region received warm welcome from Bachua Ntai when he was coming into Mamfe. This is the first time in 10 years that the Governor of the Southwest region is traveling to Mamfe by road, and it was a joy for the people of this locality to receive him to Mamfe. Reporting from the town of Mamfe, I am Rex Afon, Equinoxe Television.
Thank you, Rex. And still on security measures in other parts of Cameroon, turning to regional safety, authorities are taking new steps to counter a multi-faceted security challenge in Cameroon's Littoral region. Samuel Dieudonné Varha-Dibois, other administrative, municipal and security officials met in Dizangue in the Senegal Maritime Division to take stock of the current security situation, and elaborate strategies to improve the safety and security of inhabitants of the Littoral region. Babila Jonathan with more.
Insecurity in Cameroon's littoral region, particularly around its economic capital, Douala, is a multifaceted challenge. It is driven by urban crime, the spillover effects of neighboring regional conflicts, and critical transit vulnerabilities.
Cité Sick Douala 5, for this, in the space of 2 weeks, keeps the population in deep fear.
Hearing about 4 people dying in a week, being stabbed, has made me to feel like I want to shift from this quarter to another quarter. 4 people in a week, it's something unacceptable, it's something unimaginable in a quarter. We really do need security here. We need security to be sure our lives are safe.
The armed conflict in the English-speaking northwest and southwest regions continue to impact the neighboring French-speaking littoral region through security incidents and socio-economic stress, with the influx of internally displaced persons into different parts of the region. The governor of the littoral region, Samuel Dieudonné Varha-Dibois, routinely hosts regional coordination and security meetings to evaluate safety, counter high crime wave, and reinforce public order.
Every 6 months, we have to make this meeting with the SDOs, of the 4 FDOs, and the forces of law. And for today, it is just an administrative part that we are launching, and it is to see how far those delegations have been working for the 6 past months, and what are the difficulties they were facing, and now the projection of the future.
The last security coordination meeting took place in Dizangue in the Senegal Maritime Division.
Dizangue have been chosen by us because, first of all, is within the littoral region. The second reason is that we were coming here at Dizangue with many difficulties. Today we have a tar road that is linking Edea to Dizangue.
Governor Samuel Dieudonné Varha-Dibois, other administrative and security authorities continuously implement targeted crackdowns to keep the situation under control. Inhabitants of the region are also urged to collaborate with law enforcement authorities to curb crime.
In other news, about 40% of Cameroonian youths continue battling with the problem of unemployment. Being self-employed seems to be the better option for now, and non-governmental organizations like the Global Health System Solutions are encouraging youths in that direction, especially those in the southwest and the littoral regions. Mala Glory with details.
In order to address the youth unemployment rate in Cameroon, which stands at 39.9%, many young people have decided to develop their own personal skills and launch entrepreneurial projects. These projects aim to promote local consumption and provide jobs, not only for the founders, but also for other youths across the country. However, many of these young self-starters face enormous challenges in developing their businesses and gaining visibility in a highly competitive job market.
Concerning the problems I've felt so far, basically we had finance as well as other accounting problems. But
financial challenges has always been the major cry, because we were shifting to get more formally registered and to increase the size of the team and the size of our production.
Tabi Eno Lucien is an agriculturalist who has decided to make a difference.
Because we are looking at made in Cameroon products. So we don't want the idea of importing custard or what we call pap from other foreign markets, national markets. So we wanted to give Cameroonians what they know, what is from their country. I mean, imagine walking up into a supermarket and then you pick a pap that is having the logo made in Cameroon.
To help these young entrepreneurs achieve their objectives, Global Health System Solutions, with the support of the Mastercard Foundation, launched the Regional Youth Innovation Challenge. This platform empowers young people to present their projects while providing mentorship and guiding them toward viable career paths.
It's an initiative that is part of a much larger, I would say, project to address unemployment issues in Cameroon. And we have a goal of empowering over 15,000 young people across 6 different regions in the country.
At a recent event in Douala, the organization showcased several young innovators whose projects carried significant potential, announcing that their ventures will receive direct funding and comprehensive support.
We do have some capacity building workshops, which we call them employability skills training, which is basically training them on how to be able to get jobs.
Global Health System Solutions firmly believe that if more youths are sensitized and if they find the courage to step forward with their ideas, more local projects will receive sponsorship. Consequently, these will boost local production and significantly reduce the country's unemployment rate.
And now let's talk sports. In the FIFA inaugural match that was in Mexico yesterday, South Africa was defeated by 2-0. And it was noticed that most African countries threw their support behind Mexico. South Africa's World Cup, their campaign somehow is already under pressure after a first game defeat to Mexico. The result has drawn strong commentaries across Africa, set against the backdrop of ongoing social tensions. Coach Hugo Bros now faces must-win games to keep the Bafana alive in the FIFA competition. Let's now have more with our sportsman Magic and Gabriel.
South African supporters watched in disbelief as the team failed to register a shot on target. Mexico controlled possession and capitalized twice, leaving the South African fan base stunned as the host nation took all 3 points. The defeat sparked mixed reaction across Africa, while some Nigerian fans expressed their happiness online. Others turned to social media to mock the results.
Let's go, Nigeria!
One post written in a South African language falsely claimed it was impossible for a black player to represent Mexico.
I want to understand something. Who is this black man from Africa playing for Mexico? I want to understand, how is it possible for a black man called Equinoxe playing for Mexico, Baba? Baba Wayna. Don't you know you are taking the job of our strikers? Play for your country, Baba Wayna. We are not going to accept this match. We are playing this match again on the 30th of June. We are playing this match again on the 30th of June, Baba Wayna. We are not agreeing to this match.
Meanwhile, several Nigerian users began rebranding South Africa's upcoming fixtures using the tag xenophobia in reference to past tensions. Despite the online noise, a prominent African football influencer urged perspectives. African nations shouldn't copy South Africa's example. I'm very disappointed. They showed nothing on the pitch. That is not the standard the 9 other African teams should follow. The road doesn't get easier. South Africa faces Czechia next, followed by South Korea in Group A. A second straight defeat would all but end Bafana's chances of reaching the knockout stage. Mexico's win gives the co-host a perfect start to World Cup 2026. For South Africa, the pressure is on to respond and fast.
Thank you, Smart. Now, before we move on to the second part of the news, let's now take this press release from the Ministry of Defense on sexual assault on a minor. The Ministry of Defense hereby informs that on the afternoon of Wednesday, June 10, 2026, At about 3 p.m., a serious offense was committed by Sub-Lieutenant Muak Boris of the 2nd Intervention Battalion of the Headquarters Brigade and commander of the detachment stationed at the Nashtigal in the Ntui Division, Bam and Kim Division of the Central Region. The officer in question was found guilty of sexually assaulting a 15-year-old girl who had been sent by her parents to the military premises to collect a parcel. Thanks to the prompt and decisive intervention of security personnel who were alerted by the victim's loud cry of distress, the rapist officer was apprehended. He was immediately arrested and transferred to the military security division's disciplinary facilities in Yaoundé. The young victim was taken to the emergency service of the military medical facility where she received appropriate treatment and support. Her parents and relatives are currently receiving psychological assistance and follow-up care from qualified specialists of the Ministry of Defense. And in the wake of this despicable act, the Minister Delegate at the Presidency in charge of Defense extends his deepest sympathy to the victim's family and assures them that she shall continue to receive psychological and medical care. In any event, disciplinary and judicial proceedings shall be initiated promptly upon the conclusion of the ongoing investigations into the serious breach of honor and ethics committed by the offending officer. Signed, Atonfa Gemo Cyril Serge, Head of Communication Division in the Ministry of Defense. And that does it for the first part of the news, viewers. Let's move on to Talking Point. Welcome back, viewers. Tonight we are talking on insecurity, on the security situation across Cameroon, but especially in the southwest region, precisely in the Manu division in Mamfe. And our guest tonight is Robertson Enonchong Asho. He is a mayor of Mamfe. Thank you so much, sir, for being our guest tonight. Now, the war in the southwest and northwest regions has been going on for about 10 years now, and Mamfe has also been one of the hard-hit towns or areas in the conflict. Tell us, Mr. Mayor, how has the municipality been faring so far concerning the security situation?
Mamfe is really, progressing in terms of security and activities. The population is going on with the day-to-day activities, and I want to believe that today the population no longer believe in the aspect of the crisis, and the population is collaborating with the defense and security forces. And that's why Mamfe today has registered significant progress. If you go to areas, you realize that they are constructing houses, they are building, if you look at the type of magnificent structures they are building in Mamfe, somebody investing such amount of money should believe that there's adequate security.
However, Mr. Mayor, we were told that the town of Mamfe lacks so many social amenities, roads, water, and even electricity. So tell us briefly, what are some of the major challenges that exist in your municipality?
Electricity, we cannot have industrial, activities here. And electricity is the main hindrance, the main difficulties we are facing here, because our line that link to Bamenda, the grid that link to Bamenda is not functional, it's not operational because of the crisis. Many poles have fall off and all of that. So now what we are using is a thermal plant. And to run a thermal plant is not really very easy. But that is the situation we are facing. And it is very difficult. That is the main challenge our people face today, electricity. And now, without electricity, we cannot have potable water because the engine of the water is being propelled by electricity. So the people will not have water when there's no electricity.
And now, Mr. Mayor, we as well understand that there is this joint tax decision stripling some councils in your municipality with relation to tax collection. How does that affect the running of councils in Mamfe?
The joint decision signed between Mamfe and Mindever is to empower the local authorities. When you say they have taking off all the taxes. No, that was not the intention. That was not the approach, no. The purpose for that is traceability and accountability. At first, council staff used to collect money and taxation come there and collect the same. You realize that we have double taxation, and in the end, the population suffers. So what the state, these two ministries, they have come together to solve the problem. First of all, the problem of double taxation. Yeah, sometimes, just like you said, it's recently that we started. I mean, this was just the first year this is just the first year we are going to start collecting taxes because of the crisis that has affected our area.
Mr. Mayor, now we know that there has been a wave of illegal drug sales and drug consumption among the youth in some towns in the southwest region, and there have also been some mass protests against that. Now tell us, within your municipality, is that the same case?
It is very dangerous with our society today, having young people, taking drugs, I mean, is terrible. Now, some of them, if not 50% of the youth, they are addicted. And, once you are addicted, you cannot manage it. The people selling drugs, their children are not in this town. And us, the authorities, we know them. Because they cannot function in this municipality without us giving them the support. But it's a shame that you are encouraging such activity, your own kids, your own children, they are not there. For example, my children, they are in Boya. Maybe they'll be taking drugs in Boya, but not the drugs in Mamfe. But drug is drug. What you do to others will come back to you. So I use this medium to condemn in any way anybody is connected, one way or the other, neighbors, anyhow, the activities of drug. Both the promoter, the supplier, both all. It's a bad spirit. And today we are complaining of unemployment. You wonder you should be employed. What is your qualification? To employ to do what? When you have taken drugs and you are you are not mentally balanced, stable. So drugs only help to destroy us. I have had many opportunities to discuss and dialogue with my youth, and progressively we can realize some changes. The bike riders, they are my very good friends. I usually discussed with their executive, and time to time we have a forum whereby we discuss these things. If somebody is caught with drugs, we don't condemn the person. We try to rehabilitate the person by talking to the person.
Thank you, Robertson Enonchong Ashu, for being our guest tonight on the news. Thank you for participating. And viewers, that does it for this edition. Thank you so much for always being there. Our programs continue tonight, and just to let you know that another team takes up from Monday. Bye-bye for now, and stay in the company of interesting programs on Equinoxe Television, and a blessed weekend to you all.